responsible people. So there is no tripping. There is no sitting in the same room. So Holly and I are recording. She is actually all the way out at her cottage. So we
Yeah,
have a
so I'm
lot
like,
of distance.
what, 30 miles away from you?
Yeah, we have a lot of social distance.
I am not catching any Sues and cooties on this chat.
Yes, and I don't have to worry about your germs either. Yeah. So
So, our first tripping from Holly's camp in Susan's office is
our
what's
first
our
quarantine video.
question? Oh, our first quarantine question. Go for it, Susan.
So yeah, the question is like, what are you doing while you're in quarantine? You know, there actually are some places. We're in Pennsylvania, so we are locked down. We are stay at home. We are only allowed to go out for life essential activities if we're going to like go to a store or whatever. So what are people doing? But some people, listen, my sinuses, boy, that's what that is. Some people are not in quarantine. But if you are in quarantine, what are you doing with your time?
Okay.
Holly, what are you doing?
We are currently at a camp and we are building shelves. So we can't do my studio yet because we got to paint first. And it's warm today, it's not warmed up enough for paint to cure.
Yeah.
So we're working on shelves for the front of the barn for himself. And I took a break and left. Occasionally you might hear the saw. I don't know if you'll hear it. And so we're cutting down and he's making a giant shelf to put stuff up on. And as soon as we can paint, then my giant shelf is going in. So,
okay.
But I'm out in the middle of 18 acres. So I feel fairly safe.
Distance. You have good distance. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you? What are you up to?
Well, luckily right now, I'm fortunate enough that my day job, I'm working from home. So my week is pretty much normal. I come up here. I'll show you like this. My camera is set up at my regular desk for my writing and everything. But over there, see that laptop? See that folding table over there? That's my day job. That's my day job works office. So
you set it up in a separate section. It kind of is a cue. I think those mental cues are always really important. That I'm sitting here, so it's time to work.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And the other thing that I definitely am doing, which it's funny because when I was just a stay-at-home writer, I did not do this, but I get up at the normal time every morning and I put on regular clothes and I go to my work office over there. I'm not schlepping around in my pajamas because again, it gives me the right frame of mind. I'm going to work.
I think that's so important. And just keeping a routine. We've talked about, I've got the minions a lot because both of their parents are pharmacists and working.
So they're essential. Yeah.
We are trying to find routines, and even with the weather being iffy, like we can't be out at the same time every day. But when they come over, we immediately discuss our plans for the day. So we're going to go take Tallulah for a walk, and then we're going to come home, and everybody's going to work for an hour. Then it'll be lunch, and then the oldest minion's going to read us a story. And so we kind of
right.
map out our days and give them some semblance of normalcy.
That's important for kids. A schedule, and again, like you said, it doesn't have to be rigid. I don't think that helps anybody right now, given the situation. No. But there is a sense of comfort and security, particularly for kids, in having a schedule that they can count on, especially in these uncertain times right now.
Right. And to be very honest, having a 10-week-old puppy has been a godsend.
Yeah.
I mean, she really feels like she might be a mighty sheepdog and tries to herd them. You hear them now, they start yelling, "I am not a lamb." And I'm like, maybe she thinks you are. But that was one of the considerations was that I'd be home 24/7. So it's a good time to potty train a puppy. But it's also great for them because it's something to keep them active and to listen to them talking to her or snuggling with her. And it's just been wonderful. The 4-year-old had an online class while he was at the house the other day. So it was a half hour with 4-year-olds. And their poor teacher, bless her soul, and she's like, "All right, we're going to read our story now." So I'm muting everybody.
You know what? You know what? I'll tell you what. Teachers wish they had that ability in a classroom. I am muting everybody. Blip.
I really wish that I could mute certain people on certain days, but she like muted everybody and told them their story, and then they had to talk about what they were doing, and he was like whispering to me like all the things he might talk about, and when it came on, you saw like that deer in the headlight sort of look. And I got a dog. Her name's Tallulah. And I'm like, it was really cute.
Nice, nice.
So that's what I'm doing. If anybody else is listening to this, we'd love to hear what you're doing. If you have suggestions for other people, we'd love
put
to
put them in the comments. Yeah, tell us what you're doing. Tell us how you're coping.
And really, I suggest buying a Holly Jacobs or Susan Gable book.
There's plenty of time to read.
I feel that's a great way to spend some time off. So
there you go. All right, then. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.